Supposed to.
All right.
You can talk. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Beautiful.
So about a 4-second delay.
It's good. The minute it's like right away, as it goes through, that's when you start talking.
Okay.
There you go.
Hi, welcome to the Prickly Pear Show. I am your co-host, Ellie Miron. With me is the lovely and talented and smart... You know, I can't lie to the audience.
I feel good about this.
Ron Furman, everyone.
Aww.
Thank you for joining us this Sunday, July 29th. A little birthday shout out to a friend of mine. Happy birthday, Craig. If you're not watching, that's great. Got a great show for you today. We're back. It's great to be here. We have a few things to discuss. We want to do a little recap, I think, from last week. A little topic that we had discussed. Also going to talk a little bit about Big Brother, nanny state, not being a big brother. I am a big brother, but the nanny state and government telling you what to do and getting in your business. And we've got a very special. It is National Chicken Wing Day. Happy National Chicken Wing Day.
Happy Chicken Day.
Happy Chicken Day.
Happy Chicken Day.
I'm pretty sure it was National Chicken Wing Day.
I want to say Chicken Day.
Someone fact. You can say Chicken
Day.
Day.
It is
let's
Chicken
fact
Wing
check
Day.
it. Anyways, we're gonna have a Chicken Wing
Fact
challenge.
checking. I know.
I know.
Did I not tell you that it was Chicken Wing Day?
Pretty sure.
Yes, I sent it to you.
I sent it to you.
I sent it to you first.
He did. He sent it to me first.
Yes.
Anyway, we're gonna do a little Chicken Wing challenge. So you'll want to watch that at the end for sure. Stick with us, and we're gonna talk about baseball. Is it a dying sport?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe.
I have a lot to say about the dying sport.
Oh well. So Ron.
Yeah. You want to get started?
Yeah. And
heavy
also,
stuff or light stuff?
Well, I thought maybe light stuff first. I also wanted we had a special treat in the family. As you know, I'm a dad now of 3 kids. And we had a party today.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
You did.
I missed it.
But we brought you cake.
Oh, I hate cake, but thank you.
What do you mean?
I hate cake.
I brought you cake. It's sitting over there.
I will eat it for you.
Will you eat it right now?
I will. Listen, on air, I'll eat anything.
All right, we're going to celebrate. You want to start off with cake?
No.
No? Okay, we'll wait for cake later.
Yeah.
Maybe
What do we have
dessert.
after? Yeah, we'll have it after the wings.
You know what?
After the wings?
Yeah, because the wing challenge is going to be pretty intense.
So we're paying homage also to Hot Wings, a show that I love.
Yes.
And
that's our inspiration.
If you take a look right now, also we got the black screen.
Yeah,
same type of idea.
We've switched it up.
Yeah.
We're trying new things. That's the thing. We want to know what works. So we want to hear from you. So you're going to like us on Facebook. You're going to like us on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us at The Prickly Pear Show.
You're letting them know that
I'm telling you what to do. You've been voluntold, audience, because we love you. And we care. And we need the attention, quite frankly. So if you could do that, not right now, watch the show, do it after, or take a break, whatever. Maybe do it on another device. That's okay too. You can multitask. But the idea is like us on Facebook.
I like you aggressively.
At The Prickly Pear, P-A-I-R, as in the two of us. Still actually on the show. I thought last week was pretty intense. I
never kick you out. You think I'd let you go?
No, I thought maybe I'd quit on my own.
Oh, you'd quit.
I thought I'd get the offers.
No.
No offers came wrong.
There could be many more shows with more controversial things to talk about. But actually, this little story. So now this is my segue.
Please go for it.
It's still not ended.
No,
you. And still there are a lot of people out there that are saying it's not terrorism because only certain papers are saying that it is, and now they're going against the credibility of the Toronto Sun or whatever else is out there. But yet today, I was a little bit upset about something. Because let's forget the idea of, the papers, the media, whether he had mental health issues or whatnot. I saw an interesting opinion piece today on the Star that they published.
Okay.
And it was about, let's feel sorry for the parents or the family of the shooter. And...
the parents or the family?
The parents and the family.
Sorry for them.
Yeah, we should feel sorry for them.
This was a Toronto Star,
This was a
right?
Toronto Star, the most readable papers. Readable? How do you say it?
Readable.
The most readable.
You can say the
paper in
most
Toronto.
read.
The most read. There you go. That makes me feel a lot better. So the most read newspaper in Toronto. And, of course, everybody quotes. And I just saw that and it really upset me because there's something to be said about the fact that during this week, we're looking at this and looking at the family. Now, I know there's tragedies. I know the family was going through a lot of problems. I believe the sister died. Look, I have so much, by the way, I have so much information about the shooter and his family and his background and everything. And I know nothing about the 18-year-old and the 10-year-old that passed away.
But do you think so? But do you okay? So, but what's the point of that? I mean, are you saying?
No, the point of that is that we should be like we're in a way
we should be
somewhat
focusing
glorified.
on the victims.
Always, we should be focusing.
I
on
don't
the
disagree
victims.
with you,
Yeah,
but
always.
I think at the same time, do you wonder if part of that is because of the investigation? Maybe people are not, the police or whoever are not ready.
Tell
to
me the
release that
story.
information.
Tell me the story of the little girl. Tell me something about the 18-year-old. Yes, I saw some interviews with friends and high school friends, and apparently she just graduated. She was talking about what college she wants to go to, which is all fantastic.
Yeah.
But they never really went into depth, and in my opinion, we're by us in some ways glorifying these scumbags. And I'm going to say it. I'm not afraid to say. I'm not afraid to call it scumbag because
what he did was
people.
Yeah, he's a murderer.
So that's because there are people like Ron. You don't know what he was going through. You, as somebody that has dealt with mental health issues, should know better. Well, you know what? Again, and I say this: if I went out and killed people in cold blood because I had issues in my life and I had deaths, don't celebrate my life. Don't celebrate. I'm scum. I'm a piece of you know what. Because
wait. You're talking about
if yes, you cannot. If well, if you want to hate on me,
I wouldn't hate on you.
No, but the point is, it's people giving it excuses, and people don't really want to talk about the issues, and they don't see the bigger picture here. They're trying to push it aside. I saw you brought something up, where I didn't hear anything from the Prime Minister of Canada.
Right.
The investigation's still going on, but again, no one's really talking about the terror. People are talking more about the guns,
right? And the guns,
and
and that's the other thing is that it's about we got to do something about weapons on the street. And let's be honest, our city has been really just traumatized by gun violence in the last little while. So I think this may be but if this is the event that pushes everyone over the edge and gets us talking about that very equally important conversation, isn't that okay too?
Absolutely.
So I think maybe it took something as horrific as the Danforth shooting to really have the gun conversation. I mean, you had the first time you had the mayor of the city publicly say why do we even need these guns and really just engage in a debate that most politicians would never want to touch. It is not. On top of which it'll be an election.
It is not the time to be talking about it. If you really ask for my opinion, of course, listen. We should be talking about guns. We should be talking about mental health issues. We should be talking about the garbage in the city. We should be talking about a lot of things in this city. But we should first focus on what is really happening. We should focus on this growing epidemic in our city. You were talking about crime. Well, Toronto is the 4th largest city in North America.
True that.
Huge metropolitan, and you have so many different kinds of people. And of course, we're open, and we allow every type of person to come to this country.
Yeah.
Which is a double-edged sword, in my opinion. Double-edged sword. Yeah, I'm saying it because at times you're saying, okay, great, I want to help those that are in need, but sometimes you don't know what you're bringing into the country. It's not like there was a system back in the day where there was a point system.
Yeah.
And you had to reach, I believe it's 75 or 70 points.
Yeah.
And what are you going to contribute to the country? Right? We don't just want to take people in who are not going to contribute.
But again, the points are arbitrary. And look, at the end of the day, if I'm trying to get in somewhere, I'll say whatever I need to say.
No. But it's not. It's not that way. You get a lawyer. You're spending money. You're getting the proofs. You're getting the signatures from the schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I want to convince you of something, I'll go to the efforts to do it. Right.
Right.
If I have an ultimate goal, I don't think there's no impenetrable feature, force, security, checkpoint, nothing that you can do to prevent. If someone wants to cause death and destruction and harm and terror, sadly, they're going to find a way to do it.
I disagree. I disagree. I think.
I'm not saying we should be accepting.
No.
I'm just saying. I think if you're determined enough. I mean, look, we've had so many cases. There was this thing going on. I really don't want to spend too much time on this topic, to be honest, but. In New Orleans, I think today it was in the news, right? There was a
by the way, New Orleans, horrible place, horrible crime rate. Yeah. People are not really talking about it. Horrible.
Right.
People are leaving that city, and
so, but there was a shooting that happened, and suppose I read something where somebody had even taken the time to stand over somebody and
Oh yeah.
and their life, and it was in a public setting. It sounded very similar to
Football players were shot in the face, like in the middle of traffic,
Right.
like celebrities. We're not talking about just like anyone. Yeah, but the gun situation in Toronto or Canada is
Right.
a lot different in the United States.
I agree.
America. So
I agree.
we cannot compare the two.
Right.
The same thing. We're not Europe yet. We're not Israel yet. We're not none of those countries. However, we do have to look over, see what's going on, and say, okay, how do we prevent this from happening? Yeah, nothing's happening over there.
Oh.
How do we prevent it from happening? And are we being proactive? And that's really what this conversation should be about. Being proactive, because these things are happening in our city. Again, with all these rallies that are going on, and they've been going on for years upon years
Yeah.
upon years, where there has been hatred, and slowly but surely, these people are, thankfully in some ways are going to Syria to blow up themselves or cause chaos. Not really here, but what's to stop them from doing it here? You saw, like, they walked into the Greek town. What, did the Greeks do anything to them? People, today I was watching on CP24, they were talking about how people, I'm not afraid to go to Danforth. It's usually a safe city. Yeah,
Right.
of course it is, because this terror can happen anywhere.
Right.
Anywhere. And that's really the conversation we should be having. Not to try and push it aside. We talked about mental health before.
Yeah.
The person, this is the facts that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
The person was caught with at least 10 guns.
Yeah.
Some with mental health, who's been living at home with his mom, who sent such a nice, wonderful letter. How did they not know about these 10 guns that are in,
Right.
in this, like, small apartment? All right? Went to Afghanistan for what? To go on a nice family trip?
Hobbies.
You know what I mean? Like, there are too many things that are really weird, and we're not focusing on, and we're literally going to shove it aside, and we're not going to bring this topic until the next time it happens.
But do you think that there's... So are you alleging that there's some kind of cover-up?
Absolutely. Absolutely, there's some. By the way, I think in the media there's always some sort of cover-up.
Okay.
So
we know that
it's
the
not
narrative-
Russia's
we know-
cover-up.
No,
It's not like Pravda, where the government controls everything.
Right.
But definitely there's something out there where people are misleading us and not giving us the proper information because they're scared to create a situation in Canada where people will become Islamophobic. And again, that is not the goal. The goal is not to get people to be anti-Islam. The goal is to get people to be anti-terrorism, anti-fundamentalism. And if you're seeing it happening,
Right.
then that's when you should stop it. I'm not against somebody going to pray. Hell, I live by a mosque. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
I live literally. They lived on my street.
Right.
No issues at all. But when I hear that within that same mosque, they have shows that they put on where they stab babies, where they raise money for Hamas, and these are not stories that I came up with or I read in some weird internet website. These are things that are out there where there were investigations that were going on and police were raiding the place to find out, and yet still nobody did anything, and that's in the heart of a Jewish community.
So let me ask you, because you seem to be concerned with the narrative and being the focus on mental health.
Right.
And obviously you have to be mentally unhealthy or imbalanced or ill to decide, okay, this is how I'm going to solve whatever problems I might be dealing with.
Yeah.
Is I'm going to go and take a gun and I'm going to go and hurt people.
Yeah, what's to
And-
stop me from doing it? What's to
Right.
stop you from doing it?
I
No, but what's to stop us? I mean, let's just be real. If I can get access to a gun, what's to stop me from going out and shooting people?
I think your moral compass.
Exactly. That's the thing. But if my moral compass tells me that this person is an infidel, this person
Right.
is less than you,
Yeah.
this person is not worth your time, this
Right.
person doesn't believe the same stuff you believe, you should go out and kill, then that's what needs to stop. Because
So
any
then,
of us can do
but
something.
but can you have that ambiguity, that broken compass, and it not be necessarily terrorism or fundamentalism?
Well, it is terrorism. So what?
No, terrorism. I agree in the sense
Okay.
that any.
But it does come from fundamentalist ideas, right? That again, I am better than you. All right. So, for example, I was using this as for a long time, Nazism, right? So what is? It's an ideology that
Yeah.
the Germans brought forth.
Yeah.
Right, and then became many different Nazis, right? Or and many fundamentalists who went along with it, or
Right.
people who allowed it to be,
Okay.
like the Polish people, if they want to admit to it or not. Right, like many people
Send your letters
who
to-
worked. Well, they're known for that. They're still
no,
today.
I agree.
We can't run away from facts.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is that's what we need to stop. And now all of a sudden, when in World War II, when it ended,
Right.
then we are going to abolish Nazism, and now we're going to be known as the Germans, and we're not going to allow this. But this is not just a political ideology. And it was also under the umbrella of socialism, if you really think about it, right?
Yeah.
It was a socialist movement for the
Okay,
Germans.
but so bring it back. So
Yeah.
so again, the question is, can you be mentally ill
Yeah.
and have some perverted view of fact or reality?
Sure. Many people do, and you don't even have to be mentally ill to have these thoughts.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But it not necessarily be directly linked to fundamentalism, because it seems like in the media they are really trying to focus on
Right.
why would such a thing happen. And I think that's an important question.
Have you seen many, you live in Toronto. Have you gone downtown and seen these people talking to themselves?
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
they seem crazy, right?
Sure.
And I don't know if that's the proper term, but
Probably not.
they seemed a little bit out of it, right?
That's okay.
But then,
It's pretty
then you kind of walk away from them, right? Like thinking like there's
you
always
take a little step away.
There's
yeah.
always a possibility.
Yeah.
But yet you don't hear about it. You don't hear them picking up guns. You don't even them have access to it, right? But yet, in this scenario, you had not only access to it, there was a letter that was given by a propaganda machine. If you read the letter,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
I read the statement.
There's no way
It's
a
a very
Pakistani,
it's a very
polished.
no.
You know the game.
I gotta call you out. Anybody could write a letter. I agree that I don't think where they're from is relevant and
Very relevant. I told you, my parents.
very
have been here
literate-
my parents have been here for 30 years.
Yeah.
Are working professionals. My
Maybe
dad's an
they
engineer.
use
My mom's a
Google-
nurse.
Maybe
they
use
could have
Google
not.
Google Translate.
Google Translate.
I don't know.
Why? See, maybe an alien came and did something.
Maybe.
No, man. They're surrounded by people who are
There
helping
was
them.
no question. This
Yeah.
was there was some
Yeah.
very well.
And did you hear
prepared-
anything afterwards from
No,
the
it's been-
parents?
no,
And have
we
you
have-
seen them on TV talking? Of
no,
course not,
no.
because it would go against everything.
Right.
All of a sudden, you're going to have these.
Right.
These people talking. Now, again, I'm not talking about Pakistani people. I'm talking about extreme
You're talking about this
Pakistani.
specific
yes,
family
yes. Look,
and this specific circumstance.
Yes. Look, my friend Tariq Fatah, is talking about it all the time about
Yeah.
terrorism in Pakistan, and he himself is a Pakistani
Right.
Indian, right? So we have to be aware of this. It's real. We're talking
I'm
about
not saying it's
all
not
these
real.
people that are leaving now because people are turning this into like we can't bash Islam. No one's bashing Islam, the religion.
Right.
No one is talking about that. Is not the conversation. No one is dealing with this at all. You're putting this in people's mouths. What we're talking about is these Syrians that left those countries. Who
Right.
were they fighting? Fundamentalists within their own religion.
Right.
And then they bring that fundamentalism into our place because that's all that they know. And then we're like surprised
Yeah.
that whoa, where did that come from?
Okay, so let's sort of tie this one up on a bow.
Yeah.
What do you want our audience to?
I want us to not
No.
stop talking about it.
Okay.
So
But which we're going to shortly.
No. Meaning
For the
for the
interest of the
future.
show.
For the interest of
For
the
the
show, for the
future,
future.
yeah.
I want us to
Okay.
not stop talking about it.
Right.
I want to still get to the bottom of this. Not just me, because I think we're just going to push under the rug and we're going to deal with the wrong things, the guns and the mental issues, and not deal with the terrorism. And in my opinion, they should be dealing with all three. They shouldn't just, and also stop fundamentalists in this country.
Right.
When we see a Hezbollah flag, a Hamas flag,
Right.
people calling for the death of anybody else in our country, don't hide under freedom of speech. Don't hide. That's hatred. That is something that, in my opinion, you should be jailed. You should be jailed. If I threaten somebody, a person, individual, and I say, you know what, if I would kill you, I'd sit in jail. I'd have to go to court. But when someone's saying, "Oh, I'm going to kill an entire race," or or something, no,
Right.
sorry, Ron, it's freedom of speech. So I don't want us to hide behind it, and I don't want us to stop. I'm hoping that within the next few weeks we'll be able to get back to this, and hopefully we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, well, there's,
And I still stand.
It's a developing
I still stand
story.
behind what I'm saying.
No, that is unquestionable.
Yeah. I started here first, ladies and gentlemen,
First, second, and third.
and fifth. Beautiful. Okay, let's
I
move
got
on.
to
Let's
go
move
for
on to something a
Let's
little
do it.
bit
Less-
more fun.
More fun? Or,
Wait, do we have people right now? Like
You know what? That's a great question. There's a
So,
lot
yeah.
of we got Boaz and
There you go,
Serena
people
saying
saying
hi.
hello.
Cheers from
Okay.
from Mike, and I don't know if you guys saw, and maybe someone could give us a little update. We tried to do a intro today to our show, it was a spin. I'd love to know if you guys were able to see that, or did we just look kind of foolish staring at the camera waiting for a minute.
It sucks not having a producer anymore.
I know.
All right, somebody who can at least help us out.
Right.
You know, just little assistance. Guys, if there's anybody out there who wants to help us with the show, pressing buttons, we're doing it all ourselves. We would love a little bit of help.
I think we can multitask.
We can. I've been here from 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I've been here so long. I want commitment.
I know. I'm a committing type. All right, let's move on. Something else. So what do you want to talk about? What is the next thing?
Well, so, I mean, I think what you started to touch on with the recap of last week, this idea of Big Brother, not the TV show.
Right.
Which is, quite honestly, a dumb concept.
Really, a lot of people love it, and in Israel it's huge.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what I want to talk about.
Okay.
The idea, Big Brother, the nanny state. The idea that, the government is watching us, not necessarily secretly. I'm not talking about paranoia in that sense, but encroaching into our own values and our belief systems and our perceived rights and freedoms. Give you an example. Recently, there's been a crackdown, for instance, on food, on the food that we eat, in particular junk food. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think we should be teaching our kids to eat healthy. It's a very important thing to eat healthy. I
wish my parents were taught how to eat healthy.
Right.
For us it was like, because we still have this Holocaust mentality in some ways. Bread was with everything. You can have pizza, no, you got to have a piece of bread with it. Right. And well, the idea behind it was that like you have to be full. I know, but no one's thinking rationale. Like everything was fried, everything was like quick food.
But so going back to it, so the idea of like the government, for instance, started banning vending machines, for instance, very quick serve mentality. Just go and get some. Can't have these drinks. Can't have the sodas, the pops, the
in
whatever.
Schools?
In schools, in public places, in public spaces. Love to know what our audience thinks about it. Is that a good thing? Is it the business of the nation to be in the bedrooms of the citizens, as a sort of quote Trudeau the First?
So is this the conversation you're asking the audience, or is it something you want to talk to
obviously, listen, they can't talk back to me. I mean, they can. And I'd love them to, but and we always welcome our audience feedback. But I want to know what you think, because you're asking for, and the reason I don't really want to draw exact connections, but the recent topic of the terror on the Danforth and this feeling of controlling the narrative and what we should and shouldn't talk about. There's idea there is this the nanny state, right? I mean, for instance, okay, so I lived in England for a while. For about a year, I lived in England and I taught and I worked there.
Okay.
And lots of surveillance cameras, CCTV monitors everywhere, everywhere, and you can't move without being on camera, without being watched. And again, in the arguments of safety for the public.
Yeah.
But what about privacy for the individual? We have governments telling us what we can and can't eat, where we how we should shop, or the things that we can.
I don't think anybody's actually telling us what we can.
No, it's
I think you're pushing it a little bit too much.
No, I'm not. There was an article. There were articles recently. For instance, like vending machines. Banning a vending machine. Now, again.
So wait. So you want me to give you an opinion on some of those? If you're going to school, you're talking. So if you're going to school,
for a change,
and you did a lot of it today. When you go to school, the school should, they're taking care of your kids. So you want them to supply them with things that are good for them.
Right.
Now, if you as a parent want to buy them Diet Coke, which we know as a Diet Coke lover is not good for you. That's Coke Zero. As a Diet Coke lover, I think that the school should not be supplying you Diet Coke. I think the school should be giving you the things that are good, because the government is controlling that. However, if you're going to a community center, what does the government have to do with it? They should have no say. And we know that Coke brings in more money than any juice out there.
Right.
So it is for making money. Yeah. Right. So I think that, at least in my opinion, that if you're at a community center or somewhere else, then they should be making those types of drink available. But because it's still a business.
All right, but it's a business. But hold on a second.
Yeah.
But we have in our province, in particular, we have publicly, and in our country, we have a publicly funded healthcare system.
Right.
And a lot of these food choices. So we'll talk about food for a bit. The food choices that we have in terms of the access to the fast food, quick serve, vending machines, junk food, whatever you want to call it. That in turn, science has shown that the overconsumption of those products leads to health issues. Those health issues then lead to crowded emergency rooms and clinics and things like that, and limited services.
That's right.
And it's a burden on our tax dollars, and we have to fund people for their Cheetos addiction or whatever it is. I just picked on Cheetos for random.
I love Cheetos.
Cheetos are great.
Okay.
It's just totally defeated what I was about to say. But again, the idea that we're paying for it as Mr. and Mrs. Taxpayer are spending hard-earned money to cover your health needs.
So there should be some initiatives.
So the government says, hey, you know what we'll do? Let's pull the stuff out of places where we can, and we just will decide arbitrarily, you're not going to eat this. You're not going to have access to this. You're not going to have it. In terms of, and I just...
Wait, are they providing? Is the government providing this?
They're not allowing for the vending machines to be in certain places.
So they're controlling certain things.
Or they're controlling what
certain
gets put
things.
into them.
Right, so they're controlling certain things. And in my opinion...
But isn't that... Again, so that's the point of the topic.
I think some
it's a slippery slope, is it not?
No, I don't think it's a slippery slope. As long as they don't take all our rights away.
Right, but it starts somewhere, no? I just want to see...
No, I don't think it's the same thing, because they're not going to... What are they going to do? Get rid of McDonald's? They get rid of Burger King? What are they going to do? No.
Well, here,
they're going to control it where they can control
Mark
it.
is asking, to what end? Sugar, salt, fat, cholesterol,
Exactly,
calories.
exactly.
We count everything, right? And Mark, that's a great question,
By the way, yesterday eggs were good, today eggs are not.
Right, and the science is always changing and
Right.
unfolding, and that's the other thing. But the idea of people telling us what we can and can't eat. Now, you mentioned being kids in school and parents. So I don't want my kids to have junk food.
Right.
I mean,
Great.
I have, I like junk food, and I've overindulged, and there's consequences for that.
Absolutely.
Right, I have some health issues as a result, for sure, of my eating habits, no question. So I don't want my kids to be in that situation. It's my job as the parent to dictate while they're young enough to sort of educate them and let them know.
Absolutely. But somebody should be educating the parents. So this is where this is where I'm coming in with.
And is that the job of the government?
They should, yeah. So if they have the facts and they have the information, they should be educating the parents on what the kids should and should not be eating. Now, they shouldn't be telling them what to do, but they should at least be educated and say, look, we've at least put it out there. At the same time, there are certain jobs where they won't allow unhealthy food because the jobs that you're at, you're allowed to bring your own stuff, but they're not allowed to sell. And they would have a gym also in their place. Why? Because they're paying for your health insurance.
I want to ask you something. But then we want to rely on government to tell us and educate us and inform us, yet at the same time...
it's North America.
Right, but at the same time, we have a government that is refusing to educate us and inform us about certain things.
Yeah, you know what? Again, there's going to be certain things that are... Look... A person could be really bad at one thing and he could be really great at another. So, for example, you mentioned before about, this person with the mental health, should we be focusing? I'm like, no, we should be focusing on all three.
Right.
We shouldn't be saying no to this and yes to that. At no point or another, even before, did I say, let's not talk about mental health. Let's not talk about gun control. Of course, we should be talking about it. But let's talk about what's really going on. What's really going on with this specific topic is that we're seeing a lot more diabetes, a lot more problems. Like even right now, the Diet Coke. People are. My sister, who's a social worker, has been telling me, Ron, you're gonna get dementia with the amount of Diet Coke you're drinking, and I need to be aware. I don't even know who you are. It's getting to a point where if I was educated about it when I was young, maybe I would have.
But weren't you? I remember getting an education about the food groups and what's important to eat.
Yeah.
And that really hasn't changed. The food guide hasn't changed much. Truthfully,
changed a lot.
Not much.
A
not much.
lot.
No, we've relabeled the names. Dude, I teach this stuff.
You teaching meaning what the education system teaches you, but we as a society learned a lot.
Okay, hold on a second. But again, so that's partly my point.
Okay.
That's partly my point.
Whether they're the right people to do it.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I remember when Michelle Obama in the States while I was living there, she was coming up with.
She had a really big thing on fitness, and
I think in schools, and I think it's fantastic. I just think that anything extreme is a problem, or someone really telling you can't do something.
Well, so that's
an issue.
Well, that's the thing, right? So, like for instance, we take our kids to birthday parties, right? And they start at all kinds of times and hours, and what's there? You go to some play place, or you go to some bowling alley or you go to, whatever, karate,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, okay? And at the end of the day, there's pizza and chips and cake and, the fun birthday foods. And you're kind of like, on the one hand, I don't know, lately I've been feeling like, it's 11 o'clock, cake? Like, really? We're going to do that right now? I mean, today I had a party. There was cake, and it was 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and you offered it to me.
I did. I still have it here, and it's so good.
I don't eat cake.
You'll love it.
I
don't understand how you don't eat cake.
I'm not a fan of sweets. I don't know.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. But the point is that we have self-control, more or less, do we not?
Yeah.
We have the ability to make choices. So why should the government tell me that I can or can't consume? You want to give me the information?
But they're not telling you.
Yeah, but they are.
No,
they're forcing.
They're not
They're
telling
forcing
you.
the issue.
Where? At the birthday parties? No, right? If they started enforcing it at birthday parties, then you have a situation. Then you're going to say, look, maybe.
But
Russia
I'm just saying. I'm saying it's a matter of time. I'm saying, because look, they'll enforce it, and the vendor will say, well, government regulations, safety, and insurance. Maybe my insurance cost goes up.
Look at what Andy wrote.
Yes, Andy writes, I read about a concept of doctors being paid if their patients remain healthy.
Yep.
So a doctor would get a bonus for patients who lose weight, lower the cholesterol, etc.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and companies do the same thing.
Right. Like
so companies give
incentive-based,
give you bonus. Also, there's like my sister, for example, they had this thing at her work where they all did like Weight Watchers, and they worked like as a group.
Right.
And they brought in food, and they didn't bring in. So I think
doctor,
these things are wonderful.
The doctor comment is interesting because, think about it. If they get paid if the patients remain healthy.
Yeah.
Renat wants cake.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
Is it chocolate?
You'll see.
Okay.
There's a little bit of chocolate in there. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's good. Shout out to Chocolata Bakery who made it. So.
Are they giving us money or something?
No.
Did you pay them?
No. Well, yeah, we bought the cake.
So I don't know why there's like a plug.
It's good.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll give
when you
that.
want something good, you go and get good
That's
stuff.
True. We buy there too.
But I don't know. Like, what the incentive to, if the patients stay healthy, then they're going to get paid. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah. I think there should be. I think actually, you know what?
That's like if I'm going to give you. That's like if I'm going to give you. I don't know, $5 to do your homework. Then at some point,
you do that with your kids.
I don't.
No, the average parent.
Yeah.
Your kids are too young for this. They pay their kids allowance. What's the allowance for? Hey, you're going to be great this week. You're going to do your chores. You're going to get You're going to do your homework. I will give you $10 to $20. I don't know what kids get these days, but I'm going to give you $20, and you get to buy yourself whatever you want. Or I'm going to take that money, put it aside for those shoes that you really want. So I think that's good incentive, but it's incentive for the health, because at the end of the day, we're all putting money into the healthcare system, and it is horrible here, to be quite honest. Seeing somebody that lived in the States, I'm seeing what I'm paying for. Don't get me wrong, I think it's fantastic that it's free, but there are many issues.
Well, it's not free. Don't kid yourself.
No, but I'm saying it looks free.
It looks free.
And there are a lot of problems. But let's not even get into it. I think that the companies, parents, schools, they all need to be under some sort of program where they're educated about what we're consuming, what we're eating,
but there's a
what
fear.
we're buying.
So I want to bring up that because you mentioned the States and it just triggered something in my mind. Jamie Oliver, chef, right? If anyone knows, a celebrity chef.
I watched something really hilarious with him the other day.
So he did a program actually where he was out in LA and he was trying to get schools, the LA District School Board, the LAUSD, whatever it's called, to have a healthy lunch program. He went and looked and said, what are these kids eating? And it was horrific, right? It was like the quality of the food.
Yeah.
Take that, like just looking at it, was like gross. Maybe you're having flashbacks to your own high school cafeteria lunch or whatever.
By the way, Vaughn was the best.
No. Thornley Beaver Ladies.
No,
Gravy, honey. Gravy.
No,
it was great.
no.
And I hate gravy, but
What
that food
what
was
did they have?
amazing. The fries.
We had the fries and we had the Penzerato. Oh my God! For those that don't remember the Penzerato in Vaughn.
Two totally healthy.
Oh my God! No, listen. At the end of the day, I was already a high school kid and I decided to buy.
But the point is, so what I'm getting at, so back to Jamie Oliver was, so he basically comes in and he's like, look, I've got an opportunity here to get you some really made from scratch, healthy, honest to goodness food. And this is the cost to the program. Compare it to the cost of whatever you're spending now. And it seemed pretty reasonable.
Right.
And they were horrifically against it.
They're against change.
No way. But that's the part.
They're against change. That's really what it is.
So how do we encourage people to change for the better without Big Brother?
Education. Again, it all comes down to education.
The same guy that won't let you talk about things that are reality.
No.
Right?
You bring them to. You have like a parents' day where you bring all the parents and you talk about it, and you talk about what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. No, but like not long ago, you didn't see calorie counts on food. You didn't see, people talking about
what's in the product listing, the labels. Is not
no, but even like vegan, right? Like I mean, there's we're evolving. We're evolving as people.
Yeah, but again, you kind of mentioned it earlier. Eggs are good for you, eggs are bad for you. I can count how many I have, how many this and that.
Right.
So I'm going to look at the can of whatever.
But you know what?
But nobody. But
at no point anybody say don't eat eggs.
They did.
No, they didn't say don't eat eggs. They're like, be careful, don't have too much of the yolk because there's a lot of cholesterol in it.
Don't eat eggs.
But they never said don't eat eggs.
Yeah,
all right? No, if they did that, the only people I know that would say don't eat eggs are...
This is your brain on crack, and it was the eggs.
Yeah, nobody was...
Eggs were getting ripped on, man.
Eggs were getting ripped on because of crack, not because of...
No.
You're misinformed. You know what they would do, that if they killed that industry, the egg industry? I mean, vegans are probably saying don't eat eggs for the sake of,
but those guys are wonderful.
Yes, wonderful. Don't you son of a...
I want to invite a vegan out to Ribfest. I want to
You're
go to
bad.
Ribfest.
I want to go to Ribfest.
I missed it.
Yeah.
It's hard with 3 kids.
I know.
Did anyone go to Ribfest? Just curious.
Yeah, we had one in Thornhill, but there's one coming up next week.
Seems like there's one every time.
But it's all in different places.
It's the same freaking thing, though.
Anyways, back to eating
Healthy.
great food, right? So again, you're asking about whether the government should control it. I think the government has some responsibility to its citizens, considering they're playing with our money.
Don't disagree.
How to be able to educate us
so
about
it's an economic responsibility?
Both.
Because I pay taxes, then they're responsible?
No. It's just one. Again, it's just if I'm teaching you gun control, I'm teaching you not to kill people, but at the same time teaching you how to use a gun.
We do a good job at that.
No, but you understand what I'm saying. It's like it's all about education. It's all about really now.
I think it's all about business and
that's the bottom line.
The lobbyists, right? That's the reason why we have.
These are the people that actually control it. Unfortunately,
right? So,
but that's not what it should.
I think we have this again this perverted notion that somebody else knows better than me or my family or my friends what's good for me.
Somebody does.
No.
Yeah, somebody does. No, I'm sure you needed to be educated about certain things. Like here, we talked the other day many times about you making your bed. Something very simple.
You don't need to make your
bed.
You
need to make your bed.
Again.
You start off your day properly by making your bed. It starts you off and already gives you something in place, something to do.
What you mean?
And you walk it.
Keep my hands busy.
Absolutely.
I have 3 kids. I just run around after them.
I understand now. Yeah, but
you need to make your bed. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Look, I get the idea of responsibility, organization, and that's a nice, valid argument that you're making. I think making the bed doesn't fit the mold. You're just gonna unmake the damn bed when you get into bed.
No.
Yeah.
So
who sleeps in a perfectly nice bed?
Me.
Why?
Oh, I love.
Wait! You come home.
I come home too.
Do you just delicately lift the covers?
No. Once I do whatever I do, that's okay. I'll give you an example. I have couches here, right? And I lie down, and the pillows are all over the place, right? But then whenever I leave it, I put the pillows back in place, so that when people walk in, they can sit down and enjoy. And they're like, oh, you're gonna sit there anyways. Or why do you wash a plate? You're gonna be eating anyways. It's the same thing.
No, there's germs and things. Making my bed. Look, I'm not saying. Hold up. Let's be clear. I'm not saying.
By the way, how many of you agree with me? Like this guy doesn't want to do his bed?
Mike agrees with you. Mike's my neighbor.
Yeah, he's your neighbor and he agrees with me. There you go. Newtonbrook was the best.
Feels sick. What does he know, right?
Sorry, so Mike. Once you say Newtonbrook cafeteria is the best.
And I like Mark's comment about just going back to the food argument because there's a bit of a delay here. Sorry for getting our comments, but the idea of the calorie number next to the Big Mac, you think that's going to discourage people? Same with the labels on the.
It discourages me.
Well, again, so
for real.
I think if you are conscious of that, and that's something that you care about, then yes, it's going to make an impact, right? If you don't want to have your mouth look the way the picture does on the cigarette carton, you're probably not.
No, but okay, I go to a Starbucks and I look at here's an example. When I used to go to Starbucks before, I used to have
all over here, by the way.
No, but we're not because it deals with the food. And there was a muffin, and I was like, oh. I'm hungry. I should probably have a muffin because
from Starbucks.
I'm already at Starbucks having coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a muffin, and in my mind I was like, a muffin. How many calories are in it? It's good for you. I'm sure it's not that horrible for you. Then I looked at the calorie count. I'm like, oh my god, I can have like a piece of meat in a sandwich, and I'll get a lot more value of protein and everything else in it.
Right.
So maybe that muffin isn't a good idea.
Well, listen, I mean, if it's...
But I grew up eating that, like thinking that as long as I don't have a donut and I have a muffin, it's going to be okay.
Right.
So now these calorie counts are important. Now people of course will question, what are really calories, and we should be eating everything. We should be not eating things.
See what you like.
But we should be a lot more knowledgeable about what we put in our what's wrong?
No, Renat.
What do we put in our bodies? We should know. We should be a lot more educated about
We should.
about the food,
Yes.
and not just to save money from taxpayers. I think ultimately it's great,
Right.
But it's kind of like when somebody runs for office, he runs because he wants to make a change. Or she. Yes, thank you for that. That definitely did not mean to make it sexist. He or she wants to run for office in order to be able to make change. But once she's in there, it's about keeping the lobbyists happy. It's about making sure that her party's happy.
No, it's unquestionable.
It's making
The
sure
system-
that
the
her
system
steak
has
dinner
been
and her
corrupted.
family's happy.
Right, the system has been
So
corrupted
that's the
and
reality.
taken. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree.
and that's human nature.
Okay,
That's
so
why
look,
communism would never work.
let's save the calories till the end because we do want to get to our chicken wing challenge.
Right.
And we'll come back to the food in a creative way, I think. Baseball. Batter up, baby.
Wow, I love how we walked into baseball with this one.
You know what? So the question is it a dying sport? And there's been reports going around for any of our sports watchers out there, our followers of the ball. America's national pastime, Canada's imported pastime. It's a dying sport, people are saying. Nobody's going to games. Like, look at our beloved Blue Jays. They suck. When your team's not doing well, does it necessarily mean that the sport is not doing well? No. But when you look at the situation in the sport, attendance figures down, is it a relevant game as it used to be?
No, definitely not.
No?
Definitely
Because
not.
my kids are playing baseball. Like, I'm starting.
Well,
my
no, but there's a
eldest
difference between playing baseball. They also, your kids probably would play soccer at some point, and
Yeah,
the
they
mothers would go out. But doesn't mean that soccer is very popular, in North America, even though it's the most popular sport in the world.
Right.
Baseball has many issues, and I've noticed it throughout the years. I love sports, so let's start with. I am not your typical person that that people are talking about because I love all sports.
Yeah.
Literally, I watch games and highlights, and I know
cricket
statistics
and highlights.
and rugby and whatever it may be. But I couldn't name, like I was watching the other day, Seattle Mariners.
Yeah.
And
Can you name anyone on that team?
that's exactly the point. I can't name players on that team.
Ichiro, and he doesn't even play.
He doesn't play anymore.
I know.
And the way it's being marketed, the marketing part is awful. People used to be so, like, if someone like Pilar, who is one of my favorite players, not just because he's super Jew, exactly, not just because of that, but just because of the way he plays. If this was back in the day, this guy would be a superstar. People would be talking about it. I mean, just the way he jumps at the ball. But nobody cares. It's not one of those. It's not one of those sports.
Talking about how by the time he's going to be 28, he'll be totally beat up because he does it for no reason. Like half his catches.
I don't know. I don't care.
No, dude.
But that's the reason.
More than half his catches do not require that ridiculous jumping. It's for show.
But yeah. So what?
But okay.
Yeah,
So again,
so
that's the question.
That's the entertainment value.
So we need that.
Yeah.
So the sport in its purity, because as a fan of sport, and maybe we can compare the baseball argument to some of the other sports that are out there that we know and follow.
I mean, well, take it to basketball.
Yeah, okay.
What put Toronto on the map?
A dinosaur.
No.
movie.
What put Toronto on the map?
I didn't think I was gonna say that. Vince Carter.
During what? During a game? Did he win
during the
anything?
slam dunk
Slam dunk. Why? Because shows his ability.
But that was specifically.
Now you
but hold on a
market
second.
this person.
But hang on a second. He did the crazy 360 windmill dunk in a very explicit setting designed for that, right?
Right.
He showcased his crazy ability and talent.
But
I'm saying you won't see. It's very rare.
No, but he was Vinsanity even before
Vinsanity, but it's. Again, there's a handful of players that are capable of doing something like that.
Right.
Period. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
going back to baseball in the 60s, Willie Mays, right? The catch over his shoulder, not even looking. Right? Just like the ball just falls. Like,
That's why we're talking about it.
Right.
That's why the sport is popular.
Gretzky, his vision on the ice.
That's
he
right.
could be in all the right
That's
places.
right.
He knew where to send the puck. And this and that. Okay, the superstar, right? The superstar is why maybe a lot of people, sort of just generic fans, I call them sort of like entry level fans, right? You are aware of the sport, you're aware of this player, your team or whatever, and it's because of the Vinsanity, the I don't want to say the Pilar.
How many games are in a baseball? Like in baseball in a year?
In a season.
In a season.
It's 162 games.
What? Who the hell wants to see 162 freaking games?
That's what I'm getting at. It's a dying sport.
It's dying sport because it hasn't worked its way into what we're looking for now. What are we looking for now? Quick, faster.
Right.
Basketball is going in that direction. They're talking about not just shortening the quarters, but like the fourth quarter. Turning off the clock.
No, I hate watching.
Everybody wants to speed up the game.
Yeah, well, because basketball's got an annoying thing where they save all their timeouts for the last 8 seconds. You're down 7 points,
right?
And you're somehow miraculously think you're gonna like stall enough and get this.
It happens. It happens
once.
No, it happens quite a bit.
It happens once, and then like, well, I could do what they did.
Yeah, but again,
they did it, so I could do it.
My problem with that sport is I don't think it's evolving, and I don't think they're marketing their players properly, and they have all the abilities. So the difference between football and hockey and basketball is in basketball you could see the player, right? You're seeing this giant of a man. You're seeing his face. With football, it's a little bit harder to see the person.
Football, they're all covered up.
Right, they're all covered up, but it's like it's a different type of sport. There's like action going on. Same thing with hockey. There's action going on. Like I'm a Leaf fan, and to be quite honest, there could be 5 Maple Leafs passing by me. I would have no idea who they are. I just don't know their faces the same way that I know like a basketball player's face. Baseball, forget about it. Unless you're Hispanic, from somewhere in South America,
Dominica,
whatever, Cuba, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Maybe then I'll be like, okay, you're possibly a baseball player. Things have changed, and I think that baseball is just until playoffs, the average person doesn't really care. And
listen, playoffs is an interesting mentality no matter what the sport, because playoffs, there's something on the line. Right. You're not going to walk again, but I could say a basketball game, a soccer game, Mike, there you go, soccer game, at the beginning or middle of the season on a random whatever day of the week that the game is played between two mediocre, nobody really cares.
No.
There's nothing incentivized.
Like what was the score yesterday? So Toronto played the Sox.
Yeah, they lost.
They played White Sox. They lost.
Know.
I think it was like 10 something.
I stopped giving.
But that's the thing, and you're a Blue Jay fan.
Yeah.
And you don't know. And I
don't know half the guys on the team.
And that's the problem. So that means that there's a big issue with that. They're not marketing it properly.
No,
and it's not just about them being a winning team
though.
I don't think it's just team.
I don't think it's just the marketing.
I
will agree with you.
I didn't say just the marketing.
No, but I will agree with you that baseball in particular, their marketing is really lacking compared to some of their other professional sports out there. But you have limited stars with which to build any brand.
New York has like 5 stars on their team they can build around. And guess what? I like the Yankees, and I watch it for that. But something about baseball is just not that interesting. Like when somebody hits a home run today, it's not like back in the day. It's like, they hit a home run. Back in the day, when somebody had a lot of home runs, you're like, wow.
So I think
I was a McGuire fan growing up.
But
huge
McGuire and Sammy Sosa, Canseco, Bash Brothers, and Oakland, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know Sosa's not part of that, but
it's not.
I know. Was all.
I got it.
Anyway,
I got it.
But the idea of, we're the same age, so we grew up watching the same sort of era of baseball, and all the stars that we really like were on trial for PEDs and steroids.
Not Ricky Henderson, second favorite player.
Well, okay.
I love that guy.
But there's a lot of question marks around that era, right?
Yeah.
You must have been juicing. You must have known about it. Yeah. You must have tried it.
Yeah.
I don't think baseball has ever recovered from that scandal, and I don't think.
I think they recovered. I think that it was. I don't think it was ever an issue. I think.
But I think
they made it into an issue.
You used to know players. You used to know you would see like the popular jerseys in the stands, and outside of like the Yankees, with Judge and whatever.
Right, basketball is getting better. Other sports are getting better. Like
you think basketball's getting better? You think the quality?
Sure.
You think NBA?
It's not about the quality in terms of the teams and the way it's spread out.
Right.
You have like 5 All-Stars in Golden State.
You have 2 teams.
Right, but that's not the point. The point is the players are way better than what they used to be.
Well,
so,
but players also have different attitudes and mindsets towards training and enhancements.
Evolving. We're evolving.
Yeah, I mean, you have like, for example, my a friend of mine, his son plays hockey, and they have like they're doing hockey camps now, and they're doing training in the summer, and there's spring camp, and there's winter camp, and there's actual hockey season somewhere in between. So it never ends, right? Whereas like guys back in the day, even like you'd hear stories about like NHLers, for instance, they're sitting in the dressing room in the middle of the game, having a dart and a beer.
You say dart on purpose?
Yeah.
Because of today's show?
Yeah.
Like, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I was going to say, I never heard you say dart before until I sent you that little video.
The video was funny.
It was.
But he doesn't know. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a fun little Canadianisms going on with Will Arnett. But I knew dart, by the way.
No, knowing it and saying
I would have said
different
butt.
things.
I would have said
there you
butt.
go. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I was just wondering.
Well, dart guy, remember?
I was just
Anyway,
wondering.
I digress. The point is, that's unheard of today, right? I don't think I've ever seen an athlete. I mean, I've seen athletes. I've been fortunate enough to sort of be in, real life scenarios with athletes. Like I met Austin Matthews outside of the arena one day, like going out in the mall, having a stroll, whatever. This kid is like fit. You wouldn't see him like with a drink in his hand. They're so conscious of their image, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right? And so back in the day, whereas, you'd probably bump into, I don't know, just pick on somebody, Guy Lafleur or something, and like, I'm sure you would have seen him, again, cigarette in hand or...
But that was the culture.
Boy.
But again, that was the culture.
Okay.
Culture changed. No, but also like the way we view sports. Because of the media, because of social media and brands and all that, like they didn't have that back in the day. Back in the day, the sport was a brand.
Right.
The only person that was a brand, back in those days, was Michael Jordan. Like even during the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird era, they weren't a brand. The brand were the teams.
Showtime wasn't the brand?
Showtime, exactly.
The Lakers.
The Lakers were a brand.
Because it was about the team.
The team, but no, it was about Larry, it was about Bus, him making it that.
Right.
So that was different, and they stood out. Dallas Cowboys. This is why Dallas is America's team.
Right.
Right. So we need to understand that we have to push forward, and we have to utilize the social media stuff. And by the way, things will evolve. Also, maybe baseball is going to get a rebirth, but I think that 162 games. Those are a lot of games. I think that needs to be shortened. I think that there needs to be faster. But it's a different game. Like you go out to a baseball game, really, to have a beer in the sun. That's the reality. When you go out to a basketball game, you go out to see a star.
Do you?
You go out to see a star.
No.
What? No. When you go what do you go out to a basketball game for?
If I'm going. I want to see the team. Sure.
You're a homer. Another word to use.
You're
right. You're a homer. So meaning like you like your team.
Well, I support my city.
I like the sport.
But my team happens to be good.
Now, but I like the sport.
I like the sport.
Like I'll watch New Orleans versus the Clippers right now, and still enjoy the game.
And I wouldn't.
And you wouldn't. But I like.
Well,
the sport.
I would more than I used to. So I'm an evolving basketball fan. I admittedly didn't know much about it. I had the opportunity to get tickets. I bought tickets. Shared those season tickets with a friend, and he knew more about the game.
I saw him the other
than
day, by the way. Did you see that?
No, I don't know.
No, okay.
No, we don't talk about it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm not that important. All right.
But the idea.
Go ahead. You may continue. It's okay.
Yeah. You just threw me off there for a loop. So, but the as a sort of a self-admitted evolving fan of a sport.
Yeah.
I do want to watch my team. I do certainly enjoy when the big superstar comes to town. I want to go see that guy because, wow, right? That's a talent.
Right.
But.
And basketball has a lot of those.
Yes,
I can name.
They're all on the same team.
I can probably name the starting lineup of every basketball team there is. Literally the starting lineup. Why? Because players are really that good, and they're not just like anybody. They're stars, and
name
that's what
the
they
starting lineup of the Charlotte Hornets.
Right now,
who cares?
No, what do you mean? It's.
But okay, but why?
Why name it? Because they're stars. They play really well.
All right, name
Charlotte's
the star.
going through.
You
You actually want to challenge? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
name it.
You want to? Okay,
No googly.
Okay.
No googly.
All right.
But I'll Google it and you tell me the name. How about that?
I could tell you the players that are playing on the teams, meaning they're all recognizable.
Can
players.
you tell me the players of the Seattle Mariners?
No, but that was my point. That I literally watched the commercial
Right.
saying coming up next, the top 3 players.
This
And I'm
guy
like,
and that guy.
Who are these players? I don't even
Right.
recognize them. I don't know their faces, right? But like Frank the Tank, for example, here for
Frank Thomas.
right? Not Frank Thomas.
Yeah, which one?
We're talking basketball.
Basketball. Sorry, I thought we were talking
I'm taking
about-
you to a real sport,
Icicle.
right? So Frank from what's it called? From the Hornets, right? He was like a whatever player, in high school. Because he wasn't a whatever player. He was an okay player in college, and he's a pretty good shooter. But you know his face, you know what he looks like, and he's not such a big star. The average person would not know, but those who follow basketball would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But baseball, people who follow baseball,
Yeah.
don't know players from other teams except for their own, unless they're all stars
Right.
and amazing. Also, they switch teams all the time. You never know really where they're playing. No one's talking about numbers. Like right now, Carpenter. And again, I'm not a baseball fan, but Carpenter just hit I think 6 or 7. Please correct me. Home runs in a row, like in 7 games.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. How come we're not talking about it? Could people tell me right now what does Carpenter look like? And not to be confused with a pitcher,
Can you
Carpenter.
use his first name?
I forget. See, I forget, but I do know I know he plays first base. How about that? I know the position that he plays. Yes, it is a dying sport. It needs to be changed, in my opinion. If you're trying to get new fans, then you have to change the sport. I think baseball is just one of those games where you can have a beer and play and have fun. And to me, that already tells me that it's not exactly a sport. There's no one's going to have a beer playing hockey. No one's going to have a beer playing basketball. No one's going to have a beer playing football. And that's really what is the real difference maker here.
Interesting.
My thought.
Yeah, no. Well, that's what I asked for.
Okay, fantastic.
All right, so listen, let's move on to our final segment of the night.
Oh, we're already done, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Okay, so
Time's
it's
flying.
Happy Chicken Wing.
It's National Chicken Wing Day.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I miss chicken wings when I lived in the States so much. Like, honestly, whenever I would come to Toronto, it would be the first thing. They had, but it wasn't the same. They didn't even treat it the same way.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't like something
Okay.
that you would have.
So here's what I kind of thought we'd do, a little fun thing. I brought in some chicken wings. Mm-hmm. He's getting ready.
I'm getting my milk ready.
Yeah.
For those that don't
So
know.
I'm gonna give them a plug. They didn't ask for one, but who knows? Maybe they'll appreciate
No, they'll never appreciate it. They'll never appreciate it. That's one of those places, for some reason, like, even though I go there often, they never appreciate it.
I don't know about
They
that.
talk to their customers like they're trash. to be
Really?
quite
You
honest.
think so?
100%. The waiters are good. The waiters are always nice, but
I don't know.
They're
We
the
haven't,
face.
we haven't even said the name yet.
I know because I go there often. For some reason, they always rub me the wrong way, even though I give them my business, and I think it's just because they're close. But you can still give them a plug.
Well, now I feel
I have
weird.
to. No, I have to say
I
it
like
because
the place.
I like this. I like the service, the people there, but
Okay.
the owners.
Well,
not so
anyway,
much.
I got some wings from a local establishment in the city called Duff's. I brought some on the way down, and they have some sauces.
Mm-hmm.
They have. I like spicy.
Mm-hmm.
You like spicy,
I love spicy food,
but
but I don't like vinegar.
right.
I want to put out the reason I actually
Yeah.
I never order spicy food at certain restaurants because
Yeah.
like Tabasco, I can't even
Yeah.
have a little bit of it.
So
I'm a little bit
the
worried.
wings are
because-
just off camera. I'm gonna go get them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show the sauce. So you'll
Okay.
excuse me, audience, for a second.
Okay. By the way, I have never tried these sauces before.
Yeah. Well, and wait till you hear
I
the
order
name.
honey garlic.
So
Because,
these are purposely not dressed. I got some fries here as well, just to help us wash them down. We have 3 different sauces.
I've never actually had milk with spicy food, but I know that's
Yeah,
the
I
thing
don't
to
know
do.
why you're having milk at all.
Really?
Wait,
Don't understand why?
It's not a kosher. What you're about to do
First off, it's chicken. It's not really meat.
doesn't matter. So we have. I know this one already, but this is a sauce. This is a mild sauce. But we'll come back to this one in a bit. But we have here 2 spicy sauces. They're not labeled. Don't know which one is which, but one is called Death. Just think that in for a second. Death. The other one is called Armageddon.
Which one's worse?
Armageddon.
worse?
Armageddon is worse.
I don't know because like once you're dead,
I think you're
what do you
dead.
care
You're
about
dead.
the Armageddon.
So Duff's has, and I got us some plain.
Nice cold wings.
That's
Love
cold,
it.
even better. So I figured what we'll do is a challenge. We'll each try from the same one to make it fair.
Okay.
And then I thought maybe we could do like a little fun thing, maybe like sing a lyric or a little like a nursery rhyme or something while
I'm eating.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna like while we're eating, or did you want to have? Because then I don't want the chicken going everywhere, because that'd be gross. But just can you handle the heat
on camera? I
you don't want to eat on camera? You want to?
No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, we could.
No,
Or you can just or you know what? Like suck
Ellie,
the-
have I ever said no to a challenge?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? The answer is no.
He has never said.
I've never said no to a challenge.
I was trying to build up the suspense.
No, I've never said no
Okay,
to a challenge.
so pick the sauce.
It doesn't matter to me.
Pick-
If there's
pick the sauce.
There you go. This one.
Pick which hand.
Why
you
didn't you put like the name on it? Like, why? Okay, I
can tell you.
I'll tell you
one
by the smell. I'll tell you by the smell. Hold on.
I think that one is.
By the way, lots of vinegar.
Yeah?
Lots of
Yeah,
vinegar.
we're gonna-
This is not what I wanted to do. Oh, you're gonna. Lots of vinegar.
It's already got on my hands. I'm gonna eat some already. I think
This
that's
one
the-
smells spicier.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is spicy.
So this one is the Armageddon.
Yeah. How are we gonna? You're gonna wash this? It's gonna leave a stain. You didn't think about getting some napkins when you're putting some sauce on my.
Wah.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I brought it over there.
I didn't see the napkins.
Oh, you can see the napkins that were right in front of you.
The giant box of
Yeah,
napkins.
of course.
All
Same
right.
way you didn't make up your bed. All right.
Laundry, I'll wash it. For
Yeah,
you.
you'll wash it. All right. Sorry, guys. I like things clean.
Holy moly. Okay, so here's the deal. Audience, we're going to ask you, and Mike, you're already kind of ahead of this, predict who's going to win. Who do you think can tough this out? The idea is just don't
I
be...
actually put it in my mouth right now, and
Don't
I'm
be...
like,
Don't be you
Why
started?
Why did I do
you
this?
idiot.
Why did I do this?
That's not part of the challenge.
That's okay. But I just tasted it just to see how spicy.
But that's not the point. Is
That's okay.
Okay, what works is we do this together.
Okay.
Choose your weapon, sir.
My weapon?
Yeah.
There's my weapon.
All right.
All right.
So we're gonna dip into the same one.
Okay.
We're gonna dip in. This is the super hot, or this is the.
Uh,
No, that was a super hot one.
That
Over
was
there.
super hot,
This is
yeah.
death.
Mhm.
So let's try death.
so we're not even giving like mild a chance. We're like saying there's no point.
Dude, what do you?
Okay. All right.
Do you
all right,
want-
All right.
do you
No,
want
no,
mild?
no. You know the way the show goes, like the hot wings, is they start with the.
But we're not hot wings.
Fine, but I wanted to pay homage to them.
Okay,
I
just
love
don't
that
get
show.
it. Don't get it on the.
It's
on the,
closed. It's closed.
on the
Relax.
thing. All right, so I'm gonna dip in.
Mm-hmm.
Get a nice, juicy amount.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is to now. Do you want me to like say a little thing, or
Why don't you just eat it?
just eat it and see if I just don't cry like a bitch?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's
Okay.
see if you do it. By the way, is your son still watching?
No,
No, he's all right. How is it? You tell me. You describe it to me.
The wing is cold.
Okay.
Definitely feels vinegary.
Oh, it is. Ah.
And what
Heartburn galore.
No, so what I'm saying is, it's fine. I'm not.
So
I can handle it. I don't know if I'd want it smothered. It's definitely starting to.
Yeah.
It's definitely starting
Is this
to
good enough for you?
tingle. That's a good amount.
That's a good amount, even though there's not that much meat. Good.
So what I'm tasting a little bit, because it's hard to explain it when people are just watching us eat, but I'm starting to taste a little bit of like kind of like a habanero type of a flavor on the lips, a little bit on the tongue. I could totally eat that. I don't think that's a problem for me.
No, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's spicy,
Yeah, it's got a spice to it for sure.
but the truth is,
I'm
it's
just
not
hungry.
horrible.
I'll just eat the rest of it.
It's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's actually, it's pretty okay. It's pretty okay.
Don't double dip.
I'm not going to. That's
Yeah.
why I ate the chicken wing, because I had too little before. Because I knew that I needed something for later.
All right, let's bring on the Armageddon.
All right.
So in honor of National Chicken Wing Day, the folks at Duff's prepared some sauce. By the way,
dip more. I know. This is a bit
Dip
of-
more. Yeah, I'll dip more. This is the Armageddon. So this is supposed to be, I'll take a little palate cleansing.
Oh, milk.
Yeah, that's gross. Ron isn't even sweating. Oh, he will. He's sweating.
I sweat all the time, and I'm
Yeah.
not sweating right now.
All right, here comes Armageddon. That's a lot of sauce. Now I have to say, I remember trying this years ago. I tried like a little bit of an edge of a carrot. You know, they give you the carrot and celery sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I tried like the corner of a perfectly cut carrot. I put it on my tongue, and I was writhing in pain. So
Really?
I hope I'm not
Okay.
going to have that here. But
right.
I remember eating it.
All right. Again, I don't eat spicy food when I'm like this type of spice,
What
but
are you doing?
I don't want to eat like an animal, so I'm kind of like dipping in a weird way. Why don't you just eat? Why are you looking at me in the way I'm eating? Okay. How is it? Yeah, you feel it? You feel it?
I don't want to talk with my mouth full.
Oh, okay. I'm just waiting for you to do it first, and then. Oh, really?
There's a little bit of kick there.
Okay.
It's not bad. Oh, my tongue.
You want me to go?
Yeah, I want you to go.
Okay. It's enough for you?
Yeah, that's a good job.
That's a good, right?
Yeah, you dropped some in there, but it's okay.
Well, I mean,
don't double dip.
it's a scoop.
So, I'll explain that I'm starting to feel my tongue on fire.
It's actually not spicy.
I think that I got a little bit of a chili flake or something in there.
Me
I
too.
don't know.
I can feel it, but it's not that spicy.
It's starting to burn my tongue a little. I'll eat some more.
Yeah. No. All right, you failed, Duffs. If you're not that spicy.
Not that spicy.
No,
You can handle you.
No, definitely. Now I can feel like I can do the challenge at Hot Wings.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
So, that's what we're thinking
Wait a minute,
about.
do you know the numbers?
The Scoville units?
Yeah. Do you know
Did you
them?
know that I know the Scoville? Are you going to yell at yourself for making a mess?
I should.
What an ass. He dips and it's not a problem.
I should.
You're
No,
such
no.
a prick.
Oh, it's a big problem. I'm very mad at myself.
We have a dog in studio and he wants some.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have any.
All right.
You want a french fry?
I don't need it. No, it actually tastes pretty good. It's actually not that horrible. It's,
Dipping some more?
I will have some more.
You know what
We're
I
gonna
paid
have
for
more?
that? You want to have more?
Are you gonna have more?
I don't know if they want to watch us eat all the rest of it, but...
Oh, no. I think you're gonna have another one.
All right.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do a l'chaim with this one. Why don't you
What for
close
the-
off the show while
All
we're
right.
doing it, or do you want to do a song and dance? Like, what do
Song and
you
dance?
feel like doing?
No, I'm just going to... I'll get a big dip in here.
Ooh,
Big dippy dip.
yeah, big boy. All right.
I'm going to suck it off for you. Such a pig. So...
What's wrong? What happened?
a little bit spicy. So, for
Wait,
Ron...
who won the challenge?
I don't know. I think you won.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm crying. I got tearing up. But hey, listen. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been the Prickly Pear Show. He's Ron. I'm not. Oh man,
Really?
dude, I'm not. I'm not making tears. Tears, guys. Zoom in. There's some tears.
How much would you pay me to drink it?
Oh my god. Like to chug the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, but
Like a good gulp?
I'll go.
I don't want to pay you anything. I bought the sauce.
Oh, okay.
Treat you to the sauce.
No.
Order of wings are a minimum of 10 and 12, not half a wing. Eric, you're right. We had some before.
Why, wait,
We were hungry.
why do I have excuses? I'm the one that's not crying.
No.
I'm the one that's okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm not faking anything, but I'm also smarter by having milk. This guy doesn't want it.
It's gross. Eat it.
So is this disgusting spice for no reason. Why would people even want to order Death and Armageddon on their fries? Why ruin your food?
It's a good question. My tongue is on fire. Thanks for watching the Prickly Pear Show. We really appreciate. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at the Prickly Pear Show. Like our page, share the page, share these videos, repost them, replay them at your convenience. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on fire.
Okay, let's do the ABCs for them. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Q, R, S, and T, U, V.
There you go, that's what I want.
W, X, Oh my
Excellent.
God.
Guys, beware the pricks. Till next time.
Beware
Next
the
week
pricks.
we're going to have, I want to do some nice challenges. And I think it's time to bring some people on. I mean, I love our little chemistry. I love our little back and forth.
All right.
But I think we need to bring some more people.
Okay.
Right?
Who we bringing?
I have no idea. I do have, well, I have people. But, I just want to make sure that people know that
Well, if you know anyone
they're
that
not
you
just
think
here to watch us.
can beware the pricks and come on here, why not do that? So, we'd love to have everyone on the show. The show's open. We'd love to get your comments, your questions. If someone needs a fire extinguisher, I do, dude. My eyes are like burning.
Drink it, Ron. Be a man.
Be a man. Be a man, Ron.
Wait.
I signed off the show already, but Jewish goodbye on this bad boy. Holy crap.
So just for shits,
Oh. And?
and nothing.
Not even like a bead of sweat. He's good. He's dry.
Guys, this is not this is not really a challenge I thought I would lose, but I didn't want to play it big boy just in case I would.
Well, hedge his bets.
Got it.
My mouth is on fire. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I gotta sign us out. Thank you.
See, we need someone to be able to press a button for us.
We do
Yeah?
need a button pusher.
There you go.